Okay, today's the final lesson on Word, and once we're done with this, you're going to turn it into me on Blackboard so to show me that you went through these edits like I told you to. So anyway, we're going to enter footnotes and endnotes. To start with, we're going to put a footnote. This is the last paragraph on the second page under Keys to Success. Down here it says norms. We're going to click right behind norms and put our insertion there. And then we're going to go to the References tab. We're going to be in here quite a bit for this lesson. And we're going to click on Insert Footnote under the Footnote section. Now you'll notice that there's a 1 at the bottom now. There's also a 1 right next to the norms. So what we want to put in here is current industry standard for patient throughput in comprehensive clinics is 3 patients per hour. Okay, so that's quite a bit. So current industry standard for patient throughput in comprehensive clinics is 3 patients per hour. And then we're going to click out of there. Now, let's just say that we're going through this document and we don't quite see the bottom yet and we want to know what this says. If we hover over the 1 next to the norms, it pulls up a little box that tells you what you wrote down there. So that's the preview for that. Okay, so that is a footnote. Now footnotes are different than footers because footnotes are only at the bottom of that particular page when you're making reference to something within that page, whereas footers go onto every page. Now an endnote goes at the end of the text. So or at the end of the document. We're gonna enter an endnote. So we're gonna scroll down to the description heading on the next page. And here we're going to click behind New York. And we're going to do it behind the period, okay? Now, up here in the same section, we were here at Insert Footer, but instead we're going to do Insert Endnote. And what that does is it takes us all the way to the bottom of the document. And here we want to type in for the past 10 years, Northern University has been ranked #1 nationally in the industry's annual survey of practitioners. The school graduates only 20 new doctors of physical therapy per year. So that's quite a bit. So for the past 10 years, Northern University has been ranked #1 nationally in the industry's annual survey of practitioners. The school graduates only 20 new doctors of physical therapy per year. Alright, now to go back to get off of that, we're going to double click right on that little I, and it's going to take us right back up to the place where we did our insertion point, which is right up here. Now you see the little I again. Once again, the nice thing here is if I hover over that little I, it pulls up a little box that tells me everything that I wrote in that little spot. So there's an end note. It's at the end of our document. Now we're going to go to the end of the document and we're going to insert some symbols and practice inserting symbols and stuff. So symbols and equations. So the first one we're going to do is a copyright. We do that by doing a left parenthesis and then a lowercase c and a right parenthesis. And that is a copyright symbol. Next, we will do the trademark symbol, which is a left parenthesis, TM, a right parenthesis, and we have a trademark symbol. Next, we want a registered trademark. So we're going to do a parenthesis, and this time just an R and a right parenthesis, and that gives us a registered trademark. To do a left pointing arrow, we're going to do a less than symbol and 2 hyphens or dashes. To do a right hand arrow, we're going to do 2 dashes and then a greater than symbol. To do ordinal numbers, like first, second, third, fourth, we just hit 1 and type ST and a space bar, and that gives us our first. 2, ND. I can hit enter or space bar and it will do it for me. Third, fourth, and so forth, and it creates those ordinal numbers for us automatically. Now to insert an equation, we are going to go up to the Insert tab, and we're going to click on the equations all the way to the right, and you can we have set equations here, which are common equations, or we can go to Insert New Equations. If I click on that, it opens up this box for me. I have all the symbols I can imagine right here. I can click on this to get more. I have different ways of writing my fractions and other scripts and whatnot, so I can use any one of those. If I click back down on this equations arrow, it'll bring up those options I had originally, and we're just going to insert the area of a circle. That way you can show me that you did that. Okay, so there's how you do equations. Now, we are going to find the word Siemens in our document and put some trademarks and stuff in there. So to do that, we're going to, up here on the Home tab, we're going to go to Find, and we're going to type in Siemens. Let me make sure I spell it right for us. SIEMENS. And it takes me right to it. So I'm going to click right behind it. I want to be right behind it. Okay. And here, what we're going to do is we are going to do a registered trademark. So we do our left parenthesis, our lowercase r, and our right parenthesis, and there's our trademark. Now right behind the word elite in the sentence down below it, there we just want a trademark. Now we can do a trademark by doing the punching in the parentheses and stuff like we have been, or another option for doing a trademark is we can go to our Insert tab over here to Symbols, and it'll pull up recent symbols that we've done. You can go to More Symbols to hunt for more of them, but since we want a trademark, we see it right here. We did it before, so we can click on it there, or you can just do the left parenthesis TM and the right parenthesis and it will work for you. Okay, so we have a trademark there now. Alright, so now we've done equations, we've done ordinal numbers, we've done trademarks, copyrights, and everything else. Now you know how to use those, okay? And those will be in your document now. Alright, next we're going to enter citations and bibliographies. You guys have no idea how lucky you are that these systems can do this for you. When I was in college, I used to have to open up the APA manual, and I had to search through it diligently to find every little thing I could to make sure I put my documents in the correct citations. And it was a pain in the derriere, I'll tell you. So you guys are very fortunate because this will do just about everything for you. So what we're going to do, guys, is enter some citations, okay? We're going to go back to our Home tab, and we're going to find, we want to find De Rosa. So De Rosa. And it takes us right there. So I'm going to close my navigation tab. Oops, did it too soon. Give me 1 second to redo that. De Rosa. click my insertion tab there and then close it. Okay, now if this is already a citation, we're going to click on it and it brings up the box here, which means that this citation was done a while ago, but there's some errors in it. So we're going to click on the down arrow and go to Edit Source. In the Edit Source, we're going to notice here that in the title, someone accidentally put their credentials. So we're going to erase that and we're going to put in what the actual title is of this document. So the title is Holistic Clinic Patient Outcome. So Holistic Clinic Patient Outcome. Outcomes with an S. And since the author is De La Rosa and she is a PhD, we're going to put a comma after her name, and then that's where we'll put PhD. Okay? That way she gets the credit she deserves for all the college she's done. Alright, so we're going to click OK, and now we've updated her reference. Now we want to be able to insert our own reference, and so we're going to go up and we're going to search for and find print matter. So go back to our find button. We can hit the little X that erases what we searched for before, and we'll type in print matter and put our insertion mark right behind it, and then I can close my navigation pane again. Now here we're going to insert a citation, so we'll go to the Insert tab and Reference tab, and here is the, let me get to where I am. Right here in the citations and bibliography, you can see that we have different styles that we can use. MLA is common for high school. We have APA, which is very common for major universities along with Chicago. Those are the most common ones, MLA, APA, and Chicago. You guys are so fortunate because it will set up all your references in that style for you. We're going to keep it MLA just for this reason, or for this lesson, but we're going to insert a citation. When we click on Insert Citation, it brings up citations we already have, so we could choose from one that we've already that if we're using one we're referencing the article again later on in the paper. We don't have to redo the reference. It's already there for us, which is really nice. But we're going to add a new source, and we want it to be a periodical, so article in a periodical. And here we're going to let's see here. Let me get to what we're going to type in here. Okay, for our author, we're going to type in Chota, comma, N period P period. That's the name of the author. The title of the periodical that we used is Business Sense, 6 Ways to Maximize Clinic Downtime. So Business Sense, 6, now that's a colon, okay, 6 ways to maximize clinic downtime. In the periodical title, it's PT in Motion. In the year, we're going to put 2012. In the month, we're going to type in September. And in the pages, we're going to type in 16. Click OK. And now we have created a reference for Chota. Okay, and it's done it all for us there, which is really nice. It told us everything we needed. We just typed it in and the reference is made. Alright. So next thing we want to do is we want to insert our bibliography. This is so nice. You guys have no idea how much time this is going to save you. So we're going to go down to the end of the document, which is just right down here, and we're going to click just before, well, we don't want this equation here. We want to be just before the end note here, okay? And we're going to hit Control Enter to be able to give us a new page. Now, here's where we want to put our bibliography. Bibliography is in the References tab. Right here, we're going to click the down arrow, and there's different things that we can name it here, okay? For example, in APA, you'll usually call it a reference. I think MLA often does works cited. Bibliography is what we're going to use, so we're going to click on bibliography, and you'll look here and it does the whole bibliography for you. If we click up by bibliography, it'll bring up this box. We click the left arrow and it highlights everything, and the reason why we do that is because we want to go back to the Home tab. We need this to be in the same format as everything else. So our main paper is in Calibri, so we're going to click on Calibri, and now this document is in the same format as the rest of our document. Okay, so that's how we insert. I mean, that is so nice. You guys have no idea. It did it all for you. You didn't have to type this out little by little and then make references to your APA manual or your MLA manual to be able to make sure you did it right. It just does it all for you, so you guys are very fortunate. Alright, next thing we want to do is insert a table of content. So we're going to go all the way back up to the top, and we're going to put our insertion point right on page 2, right in front of Executive Summary, and we're going to insert a page break just like we did before. And then we're going to go back up. We need to see where this page break starts, so if we go to the Home tab and we turn on our footnotes, which is that note looking one, right? Not our footnotes, our boy, the name of it just slipped my mind, but the non-printing characters is what it's called. Anyway, we want to click right at the beginning of that page break. Okay? Alright. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Reference tab, and in the Reference tab we here are inserting a table of content. So we click the down arrow, it gives us different ways of doing it. Notice here that the heading 1s and everything are all there. That means if you didn't do your document with heading 1, heading 2 styles, then this wouldn't work for you. Same with the bibliography. So you need to make sure that you keep this in heading 1, heading 2 styles when you guys do your own documents, because you are going to do one here soon. Okay, anyway, we're going to choose the second format, this at table 2, and if you look here, it's all there now. Now, once again, we want to select all of it, and if you look down below here, it created a whole blank page because it's too big. So we're going to change this to Calibri font, as well as change the size to 9. That way now it brings everything up from that other page, and we now are looking at a fluid document. Okay, we don't have a blank page somewhere. Alright, so that's how we now insert our table of content. Finally, we're going to take data from our spreadsheet and we're going to put it into this document. So we want to go down to the Pro Forma section of our paper, which is down on page 9. Alright, we're going to click on the line just below Pro Forma. In fact, I'm going to turn off my characters there, and my non-printing characters.